Do not have a newscast this morning because of the tennis tournament going on in France, but we do need to update you on our risk of thunderstorms for today because it is a substantial risk, and especially a substantial risk as we head into the overnight while you might be asleep. So we're going to talk about this level 3 risk of severe weather, the timing for thunderstorms that we're expected today. But first, I want to get you out the door your Sunday morning with what is happening on radar right now, because we are tracking some showers, some thunderstorms moving through North Georgia at the moment. And this is a pretty stark contrast from what we have seen the last couple of days with that dry air in place, a lot of sunshine. This looks much different. Look at the radar lit up with now numerous downpours, embedded thunderstorms. There are no severe warnings at the moment, but there have been a couple of thunderstorms that have turned a little bit strong with some gusty winds to about 40 miles per hour, some small pea-sized hail. But in general, these are more thunderstorms that likely won't quite make it to that severe threshold, but will still be big time impacting on your morning plans and even your midday plans as you go to church, you walk the dog, you head out to brunch. So let me show you what we're tracking right now. There's a warm front that's lifting through our area this morning, and that is setting the stage for these numerous showers and thunderstorms to develop for the first part of the day today. In Atlanta currently, this is 9:12, so if you're watching this stream a little bit later in the day, this is current as of 9:12 this morning. There's a couple of downpours that are around the outskirts of the perimeter, but where we see that heavier rain, that's about to push into the perimeter area and inside the perimeter over the next 20 minutes. Some of that heavy rainfall right now moving through the heart of Douglas County into Douglasville with some lightning strikes. Also tracking a heavy little thunderstorm that's right on top of Union City as we travel further down I-85 into Coweta County. Newnan area, you've got one of those thunderstorms moving in at the moment as well. So here, zoomed into that thunderstorm, it's about 25 lightning strikes the last 10 minutes right on top of Douglas County. Further down the line, moving into Newnan right now, we've actually got a camera that I'm going to pull up in Newnan in just a couple of minutes. I'll switch the cameras to see that one, so we'll see that heavy rain moving in. All right, let's travel north and east of the Atlanta area. Up towards the mountains, we head into northern Forsyth County, out towards Gainesville and Hall County, Lake Lanier area. We got some heavy rain producing thunderstorms. This earlier when it was back in Cherokee County and northern Fulton County, had a little bit of pea-sized hail forecast in it. But in Atlanta right now, we're dry. Few more downpours that are approaching the I-75 corridor. That is in Bartow County. So very shortly, Cartersville, you will see some of that downpour activity moving in. Right now it's pushing into Adairsville up in northern Bartow County. Also seeing that moving through Paulding County. At the moment, a few more downpours that are over northeastern Cobb, but we're kind of dry in West Cobb at the moment. All right, let's move further out east towards Walton County, Monroe area, Madison as well. Got another little thunderstorm right there that's pushing east. But what we're tracking for later today, and more specifically overnight, that'll be more of a significant risk of thunderstorms that could turn strong and severe. This is the outlook from the Children Prediction Center. This is a level 3 out of 5 risk of severe weather for northwest Atlanta up through northwest Georgia. So Atlanta's kind of split in the middle. But as you head through the southern counties in our area, level 2 risk of severe weather. So what does this really mean? Well, we're going to have more of a line of storms entering northwest Georgia overnight tonight. And those will initially be strong and severe. As they make their way further through our area, we do expect a gradual weakening trend. And how many of those storms turn severe still kind of depends on how many storms we see in advance of those thunderstorms early on this evening. So I think if we see some hints of sunshine this afternoon and we stay mostly dry through the evening ahead of that line, our severe risk is a little bit higher. But if we see that line of storms doesn't have any showers, rather does see showers and storms, we do see them this evening ahead of those, that will help to lower the severe criteria because our atmosphere will be a little bit wetter, overworked. But here's what we're working with, okay? High risk of heavy rainfall. We haven't seen rain in a long time. We've had some very few isolated showers and thunderstorms this week, but the last couple of weeks has been pretty dry for us in general. So a lot of the ground is very dry. When you have an extremely dry sponge, it takes a little bit for it to be able to absorb those heavier downpours. Now, the scattered showers that we're tracking right now in the metro should help to moisten up the ground a little bit so it can absorb that water a little better. We'll be tracking for some heavy downpours, and that can of course cause some ponding and standing water on the roads. Our main severe weather player is going to be these damaging winds, and some of those winds could be in excess of 65 miles per hour moving through. Tornado threat is overall very, very low. Doesn't mean we couldn't see an isolated brief spin up as that line of storms initially makes it into northwest Georgia, but I just think that our damaging wind threat's a lot higher than the tornado threat. Hail threat is low as well. Could see some hail, but I think damaging winds will be what we see more widespread, or at least more of us see them. Might not be widespread, but as that line of storms moves in. So let's go through the forecast track hour by hour. There's a lot of different models that pinpoint slightly different variations on this, but this is the gist of what you need to know. What we're tracking this morning through the early afternoon, these showers, these thunderstorms, they will be more numerous in nature, meaning a lot of us see the rain at some point during the morning to early afternoon, but it's again not widespread severe weather. Some of these might get strong with 40-mile-per-hour gusty winds or some really small pea-sized hail, some locally heavy rain, but these keep tracking through for the rest of the morning through the early afternoon. Then we'll likely see some breaks. Now, that might allow for some isolated storms to develop this evening, but I don't think we'll see those widespread storms until after midnight tonight. So anything that develops this evening will have enough energy to become strong or severe. This model shows a few of them around at 8 o'clock tonight. Other models keep us trailed together this evening. But that is a possibility, a few stronger storms this evening, but the main line of storms moves in overnight. This is showing you midnight tonight. Storms starting to enter far northwest Georgia. 2 o'clock, this is showing you them right on top of Atlanta. Now, could the timing of this shift a little forward and be closer to midnight? Yes. Could it also switch a little bit later and be closer to 3 a.m.? Yes, as well. So we'll watch this line in the overnight. This is while you're asleep. This is our main severe weather player for this event. So as this line comes through, you notice a lot of that vivid pink and red showing up on the forecast track. That's the really heavy rainfall. But also along the leading edge of this line, we could have some strong straight line wind gusts. Those could be in excess of 60 miles per hour. And we have foliage on the trees now. All the leaves are green. So that helps to weigh the trees down a little bit more. So as we get a good gust of wind coming in, we could see some isolated trees coming down. That could lead to power outages as well. So that'll be moving through the Atlanta area overnight while you're asleep. Have a way to get warnings, multiple ways. Wireless emergency alerts on your phone, NOAA weather radio, the 11 Alive app, because you don't want to be right near a window asleep as these storms are coming in if we do get those warnings that are more significant. All right, so that's 2 a.m. tonight. These are going to move through really quickly though. So you notice here by 5:30 tomorrow morning, the severe storms are now clearing our area. There might be some lingering showers in there for the rest of the morning tomorrow, but we're actually going to see sunshine returning quicker on Monday than what it looked like a couple days ago. So there's a trade-off. Today into tonight, showers and thunderstorms, but your Monday after some early morning showers and storms should be looking good to go. We've got the tarp on the field right now, Truist Park. Again, it is just before 9:30. It is raining there at Truist Park right now, and you can see that. But we've got a 1:35 first pitch. Now, what I'm tracking right now on radar, the bulk of these will be pushing east of Atlanta, I think, by 1:30 this afternoon. But there still could be some showers and storms, additional ones develop, so we'll have to watch out for that. Live look towards Atlanta right now. We've also got those showers moving through. Very different feeling outside than what it was 24 hours ago. Remember yesterday morning when we were on air, I was tracking 40s for temperatures up in the North Georgia mountains. This morning it feels much more like summertime. The high humidity is back, the clouds are back. The temperatures are up around 70. Another look right now. This is over the top side of the perimeter and up Georgia 400. You can see the right side of the screen. See how that's a little bit dark? That is a shower that's moving through. All right, as I mentioned, showers, even a thunderstorm possible during the Braves game today. Good idea to take the poncho, the rain jacket. I'm not saying it's going to rain the whole time and we'll see a cancellation. I just think that it's possible we could see a rain delay during the game today. So I would take your rain gear with you. It won't rain the whole time, but it's a possibility. With the showers and thunderstorms that we're going to see today, our temperatures will not be as warm. 83 the forecast high. The last couple days we were in the mid and upper 80s, so it will be a drop off in those temperatures. Now I want to go back to radar for a second. We were showing you one of these little downpours moving into Newnan. I want to actually pull up our live camera down in the Newnan area. Let me see if I can pull this up on this right here so we can see that. There we go. There's the heavy rain moving into Newnan right now. I'm not noticing any gusty winds, but I am in the chat room at 9:21 this morning with the National Weather Service, and that storm that is moving through Newnan doesn't have any gusty winds within it. But let's go back to radar, because the storm that's moving into Paulding County, South Fulton, Douglas, and Carroll counties, so that will be right in here, so just north of Newnan. This one, they're saying, is a strong thunderstorm with a little bit of gusty wind action possible. That's moving through the heart of Douglasville and into South Fulton, and that could potentially produce some wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour, some pea-sized hail as well, and of course that cloud to ground lightning. And I'm going to put a lightning counter on here so we can see how many lightning strikes. Look at that. It's up to almost 40 lightning strikes in the last 10 minutes. So again, let's recap what we're seeing on radar right now and the timing of the rain moving in for later today. So showers and thunderstorms are pushing through our western suburbs. They're creeping into the Atlanta area right now. So we got some of that heavy rain right on top of Douglasville, I-20 corridor. I bet Six Flags might have some of those rides for moments that will be temporarily shut down. You don't want to be up in those high elevations waiting on the roller coasters during lightning that's going to be outside. Okay, so that's one thunderstorm that's moving through South Fulton County, Douglas County. Heavy rainfall, again, about 40 lightning strikes in the last 10 minutes. And you notice here that rain is starting to creep into East Point and Union City. So that rain's going to be moving towards the downtown connector shortly. The really heavy rain on top of Newnan and right over I-85 there in Coweta County and on the Fayette County line. That is pushing in towards Peachtree City and Tyrone. Let's head up to our northeastern suburbs of Atlanta. This is I-85 coming through Gwinnett County outside the city. And as you travel up 985 into Hall County, right over Lake Lanier, more heavy rain right over Gainesville. And as we travel northwest of Lake Lanier as well towards Silver City and Juneau, we've got more of that heavy rain that's moving through. Again, in Atlanta, the rain is moving in. So it's 9:23 this morning. Let's quickly go back to that forecast track hour by hour. Here's our live camera at Newnan again, where it's raining heavily. So let me recap what we're expecting for today. And we have a blog breaking down the timeline. It is on 11alive.com, our 11 Alive app. And there's a timeline there that goes through the day parts and what I've been talking about, so you can kind of plan your activities around that. Again, I was mentioning this the whole second half of the work week on air. I was saying for the weekend, great for outdoor activity Saturday, Sunday, have plan B ready to go. And that's what it's really looking like this morning for us. So again, level 3 threat of severe weather for Northwest Georgia, Atlanta and Point Southeast. Level 2 threat for today. We are tracking numerous showers and storms on top of the metro area in North Georgia right now. Those, although a couple of them could be strong with some gusty winds to 40 to 50 miles per hour, the main severe reason for that severe weather potential reason for that level 3 risk area is for the storms coming in overnight. So high risk of heavy rainfall, moderate risk of damaging winds, very low tornado chance overall with this setup, and hail risk is overall low as well. So we will watch some of that small hail possible and damaging winds as the line of storms comes in. Here's what I'm tracking right now. We are watching those showers and storms, numerous on radar over the metro, over North Georgia right now. But as we push forward to noontime today and into the 3 o'clock hour, watch this transition. Showers and storms, this first wave starts to push east of our area, and we'll see kind of a lull for the late afternoon and early evening. There will still be some isolated showers and storms that develop in that window, and anything that does develop, especially if we peek into some sunshine, could be strong or severe. So this is 8 and 9 o'clock on the forecast track, but the main line of severe storms comes in overnight while you're asleep. So again, that will likely move into Atlanta after midnight. Our models this morning pinpointing kind of that 1 to 3 a.m. timeline for the storms right on top of Atlanta. But what is good about the timeline of this is that for your Monday morning commute, it looks like these are out of here. There might be a couple of lingering light showers, but that is about it. So that is great news for tomorrow morning's commute, but not great news for the overnight while you're asleep. So again, have a way to get warnings. Our 11 Alive storm trackers are here for you around the clock. We'll be tracking these storms as they come in, and we will break in if necessary, if there are any of those tornado warnings later today. But we think this is mainly going to be a damaging wind event. So that is the latest with that. All right, I'm meteorologist Melissa Nord with your 11 Alive storm trackers. Nicole Hartford will be in tracking these storms this afternoon, and we will be here around the clock overnight as Chesley McNeil comes in early tomorrow morning tracking these storms that could be strong or severe moving through the Atlanta area.